Now, the perfect way to end this show is to retread also some classic ground, because we've done this topic 1 million times. But I feel like, especially since Maui watched the fucking game, this must be fresh in everyone's mind. Bro, the ugly obviously has to be Team Liquid. Because, mate, Maui, I can't handle this team. Because every time I look at the roster on paper, I am a mark. Like, look, I'm not a big Ultimate fan. I do think he could be replaced. I think there's a world where maybe Naf could move on, etc. But I look at the roster, and I just look at those three names. I look at Shuhei. I still think he should be a top IGL. I look at fucking Twists. He's still a really good player. And Nerds, yes, I do think he's been a little bit underwhelming in Team Liquid, but I've seen that guy play. This isn't like he was good in CS2. He was very good in CS2. He can be an extremely good player. And I look at those three players, not only on paper. If you just take everything else away and give me those three players, already I feel like I've got the core of like what should be a good team. And when I say good, I mean it should be like the 5th or 6th best team in the world. Like this team should be right there with Mongols. You know what I mean? They should be the ones like knocking on the door, like with Na'Vi and Mongols, to be like, we won in the semis, we won in the finals, we won a fucking major fight. But instead, they never win any fucking games. And the worst thing is as well, Mo, they're not pure shit. They don't just get 13-2'd every time. There are so many games they're in where it's like the pieces are almost coming together. I'm almost seeing you're about to win this game, and then I'm going to go, right, build off it. And then it somehow never happens. The last second, you always just get fucked over, and they just lose on a buzzer beater, or they lose like in a way like they were leading and they throw. This team, this is why I put it as ugly. It just tortures me, bro, because I'm not even totally ready to give up on the project. Like, I still feel like there's something you could do, but you have to have results eventually. Like, I looked it up online. The only one they had is they had that one Melbourne playoff run. That was it. That's it. Aside from that, they're never even in the playoffs. So, what do you think, Yumi? It has to just be ugly. I have to pick this one. I have to pick it.
Yeah, I mean...
And it's not a joke. They really did almost just beat Vitality on land. That is real. That is a real result. That was one of the better games I've seen given against Vitality all year, for real.
I think the worst part is like, obviously everyone is going to cite the recent bad results they've had online or whatever, but I agree, you know, the team, like, if someone asked me today if I could, you know, swap a player out, I would even talk about maybe like Nerds to Maus. You know, I could see that type of caliber for a team for him being possible. And I just think that they have enough of the pieces together. So when that Vitality result came in, it's just it's annoying because I think there's a lot of promise, but every bad result, I think, just weighs on them heavy. Like, the one that broke the camel's back seems to be the VP Prodigy game, where everybody's just super tilt. But to see them push a team so close, I because they've had so many disappointments, I'd actually like to think that they see this as a win. Like, genuinely, and I don't mean that from the cynical angle of, like, every coach is going to go, yeah, well, we did better than we thought we would. I do genuinely hope that
Oh, yeah, to be fair, I didn't actually mention that. To be fair, I should also mention they have only just added the coach. Like that, I even forget that detail myself. Like, he hasn't had much time to work with them, to be fair, Yumi. You know.
And most people don't even think that he's really set up for the job. He's like an analyst. He's not really people-driven, like Liquid or one that seemed to have maybe too many personalities. Yes. But it seemed to work pretty well, and I'd only hope that this is like a turning point for them, because, you know, Naf and Nerds seem to have been sort of trading positions a little bit, and I think Nerds is maybe starting to familiarize himself with that responsibility. I don't know if you should necessarily be shielding Naf in favor of over Nerds, when I think Nerds is one that has potentially a higher ceiling, but it's something that I think that Liquid want to do just for the brand identity side of things. Like, they've had Naf for so long, you can't have him be the worst player and justifiably the most logical cut either.
Also, I will just throw it out there. I didn't make this actually part of it, but I've even just realised it. Even though, for all we know, it's just a pure random Telegram lie rumour, that one that's like, maybe Elise and Twists are swapping in phase. I really hope that isn't happening, guys, because if it is, I can't lie. Even though I like him, I'm going to get mad at Twists, because that's like some toddler being given, like, total carte blanche, Yumi. So they're like, I want ice cream for the starter, and then I want a burger with that, and then also some pizza and chocolate sauce. And you put it all together, and then you go, well, I'm not eating that, and then you just go somewhere else. It's like, the fuck you chose all of this. You don't just get to leave at the end. Who are you, LeBron? You just fuck the whole franchise up, then leave. You fucking rat. Give the fuck.
Twist just took a gap year, and now he's returning to his studies.
I know. He's like, well, that was fun going back and seeing the old folks back home, but I'm back to FaZe Clan. I'd like to win now. What the fuck is that? Like, and also, how dirty is that to do at least like that? That better be a rumour. That better be imaginary, Maui. I'm pretending it is for now. I'm in denial. That's not happening. Anyway, back to the Team Liquid thing.
Just a quick take on it. Yeah, I feel like they're I still, they're the weirdest team because I don't even really love what they're doing all the time, but they're the team I've held the most hope for. I feel like they're right around the corner from, they're right around from turning the corner on actually being a really good team. They just, it's the eye test of when they play other teams is actually usually pretty good, but they just don't get the wins. So I can't really, if you gave a tier 2 team this many chances, they probably would have gotten a couple more victories here and there, which is the most frustrating thing. But I know that the player quality, it's just one of those things where it feels like they have to break a mental barrier of we need to actually win the games, and then you think that the floodgates would open.
Oh no, mate, I've just even realised that what would be nuts is if you want a really bad contrast, bro, I'm pretty sure, unironically, Ty Lue's won way more important best of threes on land than Team Liquid has this year. Yeah. Which sounds mad, but it's probably true, isn't it? Surely it's true,
But I mean, even just outside of the Vitality result, it seemed like they had, even for them to bounce back into an ecstatic and then also win against Furia, who I think most people would have well above them in terms of ranking and expectations now, given the Molodoy and Yakinder moves seem to have worked well for that organization. Like, they had a very successful run, and it comes immediately off the back of that incredible disappointment. So I have to just hope something is broken inside of them that's like, okay, all we're focusing on now is like creating active game plans and, making this work somehow, because they were one of the teams that did not make roster moves in the player break. They have nothing else to look at than themselves and look down the row and think which one of us is getting cut or replaced or where are we going after this, because if the season falls flat for a second time in the row, like, people already have their stocks low on certain players. Like, I have had conversations with even with King T or a couple of other commentators and think, if you had to pick up Nerds now, would you? And some of them are saying no, and I just think he's too good of a player.
Yeah, come on,
to not give that opportunity to. Same with Twist, same with NAF. I'd even say Ultimate for teams outside of the top 20. It's a very, very solid pick. So, yeah, there's too much potential there for it to just fizzle out in this way. And for everyone's stock to just plummet as well.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.